Welcome to today's deep dive. We're really thrilled to have you with us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
And today's exploration is honestly custom tailored specifically for you. Like if you are a young adult trying to navigate the just genuinely overwhelming pressures of the modern digital age, this is your episode.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're trying to build a career or maintain relationships or honestly just exist without feeling completely drained by noon, this one is entirely for you.
We are pulling from a really compelling stack of sources today. Primarily, we're dissecting this book, Extreme Fear, Trigger Stacking and the Dynamics of Chronic Anxiety.
Right, by Tom Mostert.
Yes, exactly, by Tom Mostert. And we're using that alongside a really fascinating supplementary framework called The Six Domains of Manufactured Fear.
Which is such an intense title, by the way. Manufactured Fear.
It really is, but it fits perfectly.
Our mission over the course of this conversation is, it's ambitious, but it's essential. We are going to decode exactly why modern life feels like a constant, unyielding state of emergency.
Because it does. It really does feel like that.
Right. And we'll break down the biological and the technological forces driving this sensation. And most importantly, we are going to leave you with a concrete, actionable toolkit to break the anxiety cycle.
To actually reclaim your own attention, yeah.
Exactly.
It's a vital mission. What we are examining today isn't just a fleeting mood or a bad week at work. We are talking about a systemic design that targets your very biology.
Okay, let's unpack this. To set the stage, I want you to picture this feeling.
Oh, we all know this feeling.
Right, so you haven't even opened your eyes yet. Your alarm just went off. But before your feet even hit the floor, there is this heavy, unexplained dread sitting right in the center of your chest.
Just weighing you down.
Yeah, your eyelids feel like, I don't know, hot rocks. There's a tightness in your breathing, and your brain is already racing through this massive Rolodex of potential catastrophe.
And nothing has even happened yet.
Exactly. Nothing has actually gone wrong yet. The day hasn't even started. So what exactly is happening in our nervous system before the day even begins?
So to understand that morning dread, we really have to look at a concept the sources call the fear gauge.
Right.
Mostert adapts this idea from the financial world, actually. Specifically, the crypto and stock market fear and greed index.
Oh, I've seen that, the little speedometer thing.
Yeah, exactly. In financial markets, this index measures the emotional temperature of investors on a scale from 0 to 100. It synthesizes all this data like market momentum, volatility, and social media sentiment.
So in that financial model, a high number, like closer to 100, means everyone is getting greedy, right? Like buying everything in sight.
Right.
So what does a 0 mean in this sociological context we're talking about?
Well, on this specific gauge, 0 equals extreme fear.
Wow.
Yeah. It indicates a complete lack of the essentials that contribute to a stable environment. Things like predictability, safety, and trust.
Basically all the things you need to feel okay.
Exactly. Now imagine taking that financial gauge and applying it to the collective emotional state of society.
Okay.
If we measure the American public right now, that needle is buried deep in the red. It is approaching 0.
That's pretty terrifying.
According to 2024 data from the American Psychiatric Association, 43% of U.S. adults reported feeling more anxious than they did the previous year.
43%.
Yeah, and that's up from 37% in 2023 and 32% in 2022. It is a steady, undeniable climb. I mean, almost half the population is walking around with a baseline state of panic.
Let's ground that statistic in reality for a second, because numbers can be a little abstract. I want to look at your day, the listener's day, and trace how that needle gets pushed to 0 in a matter of hours.
Walk us through it.
So, you wake up with that heavy chest we talked about. Out of pure muscle memory, you reach over to your nightstand and you grab your phone. And the source material describes this action brilliantly, I think.
Oh, the weapon analogy.
Yes. It says you grab your device, quote, the same way you'd reach for a weapon when there's an intruder in the house.
Which is so bleak, but so accurate.
It really is. It's a panicked defensive reflex.
You are literally searching for the source of the threat.
And the screen immediately provides one, right? Like in the span of maybe 10 seconds, you see 3 push notifications about a turbulent, collapsing economy.
Right.
You swipe those away, and then there's a 7:15 a.m. email from your boss that just says, need to chat later.
Oh, the worst email to get.
It's awful. And it might be a routine question, but in your current state, you assume you're getting fired.
Automatically.
So next, you open a social app to distract yourself, and the first thing you see is an influencer Your exact age vacationing in Greece, looking absolutely flawless, while you're sitting there struggling to pay rent.
So the anxiety just compounds.
Yeah. Then you finally get out of bed, go to the kitchen, and you burn your tongue on your morning coffee. You get in the car to commute, and someone swerves into your lane and cuts you off.
Typical morning.
Right. And you grip the steering wheel, your knuckles are literally white, your heart is pounding against your ribs, and you end up snapping at your partner in the passenger seat who just asked what you wanted for dinner.
Yeah.
Over what? A minor traffic incident.
But the outburst isn't actually about the traffic.
Yeah.
What you were describing is the core mechanism of trigger stacking.
Trigger stacking.
Yes. The term originates from animal behavioral science, actually. Researchers studying canine reactivity found a really fascinating pattern.
Okay, tell me about the dogs.
So if a dog is exposed to a loud noise, like a siren, it can usually handle it.
Right.
Its cortisol spikes, sure, but it manages the stress. Now, if the dog is exposed to an unfamiliar stranger, it can also handle that. Neither stressor in isolation causes the animal to lose its composure.
But when you combine them,
Exactly. When you expose the dog to the loud noise and the stranger simultaneously, or in such rapid succession that the animal has absolutely no time to recover, the dog completely loses it. Its behavioral coping threshold is breached. It barks, it lunges, or it cowers. And the thing is, humans operate on the exact same biological hardware. We have a threshold too.
it's honestly like playing a game of emotional Tetris.
Oh, I like that.
Like the blocks are falling, but they aren't just colorful shapes, right?
Right.
They are made of bad news and bills and ambiguous work emails and social comparisons.
yeah.
If the blocks fall at a normal speed, you can rotate them, find a place for them and clear the lines. But eventually, the blocks start falling faster and faster, and no matter how good you are at organizing them, the board just overflows. You literally run out of cognitive space.
That analogy captures the cascading failure perfectly.
Yeah.
You're dealing with multiple small or moderate stressors accumulating over a highly compressed time frame.
Right.
Throughout human history, our ancestors dealt primarily with acute threats. A predator appears, or a severe storm hits.
Very immediate things.
Yeah. Your body initiates a fight or flight response. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system to give you the energy to survive. But once the threat passes, you experience a recovery window.
A recovery window.
Right. The danger is gone, your parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, and those stress hormones naturally drain away.
So in a natural environment, the Tetris game basically pauses. The board clears itself.
Yes. The body returns to homeostasis.
So if modern life just happened to be a rapid-fire game of Tetris due to bad luck, that would be unfortunate but understandable. But the sources make a terrifying pivot here.
They do.
The blocks falling faster isn't a glitch. The overflow is a deliberate design. I mean, the attention economy is essentially the algorithm speeding up the Tetris game, ensuring you never get that pause.
The recovery window we just discussed has been systematically eradicated.
Eradicated completely.
Completely. To understand how we arrived at this point, we really have to trace the historical shift of the attention economy. In a digital landscape where information is infinite and ubiquitous, human attention becomes the absolute scarcest resource.
Right.
Your focus is the ultimate commodity, and it's being traded by the fraction of a second.
It's really easy to blame smartphones for all this, but this started much earlier, didn't it?
Oh, it did. The transistor radio was actually an early step.
Really?
Yeah. It allowed global crises to travel at the speed of sound directly into your private living space.
Oh, that makes sense.
Then came the advent of the 24-hour cable news cycle in the 1980s and 90s. That represented a massive editorial philosophy shift. The goal changed from inform the public once a day to keep the audience watching at all costs.
Keep them glued to the screen.
Right. They shrank the recovery window by constantly teasing the next looming threat. But even then, you could at least turn off the television and walk outside.
Yeah, the smartphone changed the geography of fear, right? It tethered a continuous, unyielding stream of triggering information to the end of your arm. You carry the 24-hour news cycle into the bathroom, into bed, and to the dinner table.
And the information delivered to that device isn't random. It is meticulously engineered.
That's the scary part.
The sources highlight this massive, controversial 2014 study conducted by Facebook on 689,000 of its users.
That's a huge study.
Huge. And the platforms manipulated people's news feeds without their explicit knowledge to test a concept called emotional contagion.
They just changed what people saw without telling them.
Exactly. They wanted to see if showing people more positive or more negative posts would alter the user's own posting behavior.
And they proved that emotions are contagious through a screen, right? But they learned something else too, didn't they? Something that basically shaped the entire internet.
They discovered that negative emotions, specifically fear, moral outrage, and envy, drive significantly more engagement than positive ones.
Of course they do.
When people are afraid or angry, they dwell on a post longer, they click more links, and they type furious comments. From a purely mechanical standpoint, hyper-alertness equals higher dwell time.
Wow.
Infinite scroll, auto-playing videos, and algorithmically timed push notifications are mechanical traps. They are designed to keep your nervous system in a state of hyperarousal, because a hyper-aroused brain doesn't stop scrolling.
I hear this history, and I don't know, part of me wants to push back a little bit
Sure.
because I look at the state of the world, and honestly, checking the news feels like a responsibility sometimes.
It feels productive.
Exactly. We live in a complicated, interconnected society. If I don't know what's happening with the economy or global conflicts or local politics, I just feel like I'm flying blind. Like, how do we reconcile being an informed, responsible adult with not getting sucked into this machine?
What's fascinating here is the crucial distinction the sources draw between being informed and being manipulated.
Okay, what's the difference?
Being informed empowers you. You gather context, you evaluate facts, and you make rational decisions about how to vote or how to spend your money or how to protect your family.
Right, actionable stuff.
Exactly. Being manipulated, however, paralyzes you. The system we are interacting with is not broken. It is functioning with flawless efficiency to monetize your fear.
Monetize the fear.
The platforms do not care if the fear is rational or if the threat is genuinely imminent to your physical safety. They only care that the fear keeps your eyes glued to the screen.
Right, because that's their business model.
Because your time on site translates directly to their advertising revenue. In this model, you aren't gathering information. You are being harvested for engagement.
Wow. That completely reframes the entire morning routine. Like, you aren't reading the news, and the news is reading you.
Exactly.